Hey everyone, welcome to Regalia, the Three Sacred Stars, episode 2, and I'm going to review this second episode and probably the rest of the series. I know most people probably would expect this to be on maybe Mechanorn, which it might a little bit later on. I have to talk to Highway and Irene and see what they think on that, adding this to Mechanorn, but yeah. So episode 2 jumps with Yui continuing the press conference, and it was, like I was saying in my first impression post on this series, that the press conference was Yui's way of addressing the people that about the attack, and she talks about, I guess, how it wasn't, no one died, no one was injured, and something along the lines of like, I assume that, finding the people that were responsible for this attack and taking action against them, or maybe preventing it from happening again. And she was basically telling her people to, trust each other, rely on each other and treat each other nice, and you know, help each other out, I guess. But there was just some weird moment where this random reporter guy kind of asked her, "Tell us your three sizes," and she actually tells them her three sizes, which is a little ridiculous. I think it was kind of thrown in there for a laugh, but it might be maybe Yui's way of showing the people that she's not afraid to tell the truth. She doesn't want to lie to the people, and yeah, maybe I think it was maybe played for that, but obviously it's played for more maybe by seeing how gullible this girl is. Maybe she's not very bright, and but I still think it was just thrown in there just to be random, to give it something to go on. But yeah, a little bit later, Rena is with Yui and her advisors are in this like council room, like maybe like a board meeting style thing. But Rena, after the, I guess, advisors kind of go run through the rundown and talk about 12 years ago, this is what happened, blah 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 blah, and then Rena kind of steps up, not really steps up, but she says that it was me, I was responsible for all that 12 years ago, and I was responsible for the attack that happened recently, and Rena, but Yui's, I guess, council people are kind of like taken back by this, kind of shocked that Yui is harboring this person who is a threat to everybody, and they even get down to the point where I guess the enemy wants Rena, and they're like, well, let's give her up. And then Yui, wanting to protect her older sister's like, no, we're not gonna give up Rena. She's not evil. She's not. I'm not doing that. I'm gonna protect her, and all that. And I still kind of feel that might backfire a little bit later. I mean, if they do reveal Rena was responsible for the ones that killed the people 12 years ago, or if they got vaporized, they disappeared. But still, either way, I mean, she kind of might be responsible for all that. Maybe she might be the bad guy, but not really. But we have to see how that plays out. I don't want to give the show too much credit on the plot lines and storylines for doing something like that. I don't think it will do such a thing, but who knows? And Yui after that spends time at the cafe with a friend. I guess after all these press conference stuff, she finally gets time with her real friend, which is a little weird. Her friend kind of acts a little strange. I'm not too sure what her deal is, but yeah, I guess they're close friends. But yeah, we after that we have a little bit where I guess Yui's about to leave, but Ingrid, the silver hair girl from last week, kind of confronts Yui and basically tells her, hand over Rena and we'll leave the city and leave your country. We're not gonna let anything happen. And I'm just like rolling my eyes all the time, like, yeah, okay, yeah, right. Like that's gonna happen. You're a nice try, bad guys. We know what you're up to. So it's either that, but that brings up another question, like, what is Rena? Is she an escaped experiment they had, that lab that broke out that one day 12 years ago and caused all that? Or is she just doing the right thing and actually Ingrid's team is the real threat here? I think they are, because episode 1 they did have a case they opened full of these like relic looking things, and I assume that's what is making these other people turn to pilots, by giving them these like little trinket things, whatever you want to call them. But later in the day, when Yui's trying to get home, the reporter that we saw that asked her about her three sizes shows up again, but he's revealed to be evil. Obviously, and then we find out that he's working with another kid, and they're a team. So that happens, and I guess he kind of he threatens that if you don't hand over Rena to us, we're just going to attack the city anyway. And Yui, on the other hand, isn't taking that lightly, and she's like, well, no, we're going to fight. And she even tells her advisors that she's going to fight with Rena to protect her city. And they're all kind of like, no, that's not a good idea, don't do this. But Rena and Yui kind of don't care. They are gonna do what they want to do, and they run off. And they run off to fight this guy. And they fight this weird looking. It's a weird robot they're fighting. He's like a magician themed. He uses playing cards. He can do like ball tricks and stuff. He can do illusions. And they're fighting him. They're pretty much like, it seems one-sided so far that he's kicking her ass. They get a hit in. They kind of beat him up, but at the end they get trapped in this giant box, and it's I think rigged to either explode or something. And it ends right there. We don't get anything past that. So it's a cliffhanger. They're kind of, I guess, been tricked easily by him. So yeah, highlights from episode 2 would be Rena and Yui's fight against the magician robot. Choreography wise, like fighting robots and stuff like that. These two, first episode and second episode has some cool fights. I mean, I think the mech battles in this are pretty decent. They're not the best, obviously, but they're up there pretty as far as like my favorite fights so far. They're kind of fluid. They're easy, not really easy to watch. I mean, sometimes they do get a little shaky cam sometimes when they're fighting. But overall, the fight is pretty cool. I like the creative way they use like this magician throwing like these giant playing cards. I've never really seen that in any of the show. Maybe something like Star Driver, or maybe like G Gundam back in the day. They had some cheesy robot fights in that. But as far as the creativity goes, I think it's pretty high on that design. At least to me, anyway. I think it's kind of unique. And then the second one, what does Ingrid need Rena? Is she the key to some kind of magic, device or plot point that they need her? Or is it because she is the pilot of this red machine, which looks like it might be maybe a ancient machine that is maybe more powerful than any other one? I wouldn't be surprised if she's got the most powerful one in the series, with her being the main character and all. How that would play out. Another one would be, we did get to see Tara and Sarah, which is these purple-haired girls that we see in the opening and the ending last week. And they're like they're on the run, I think, from Ingrid, or maybe they're working with Ingrid, or something like that. But in episode 1, we do see them fighting in the other machine versus Rena. So I'm guessing they are, either on the run, or maybe they're being hunted, or maybe they're actually good guys, but we don't know. So I'm still waiting for them to kind of step up and fight, but we'll see how those two characters play into the story. But overall, I mean, episode 2 was pretty good. I mean, I think each episode is going to have the obviously robot battle of the week is going to be how this show goes. I think from now here on out, every week we're probably gonna get a fight like Star Driver style. But we never know. Maybe there may be some episodes where they don't do as much fighting and they can get to the storyline. So yeah, I'm gonna do episode 3 next week on this, and let me know what you guys think of the series so far. If you having fun with it, maybe you didn't watch it, but if you like mechs and maybe a little bit of like cute designs, you might like this. But overall, I think a bunch of people will not really consider this a robot show, more of a just a battle show with cute girls. Maybe in the vein of like I know episode 1, I kind of hinted at maybe like a Wicross style, where it's that thing has the same style where it's girls fighting in a high stakes game of kind of like, well, not really life and death, but sometimes, I guess depending on the wish is in that series. But this series doesn't really have anything like that set up yet, as far as like a penalty for losing or anything like that. I mean, obviously the penalty, I guess, losing this series is maybe you die, because they kind of did kill that first guy they fought in the first episode, so I guess that would be the penalty, maybe, that you just lose your life if Rena finishes you off. But yeah, so let me know what you guys think of this episode, and see you next week. And I might do a different drawing, I'm not sure, maybe another character.